It's Monday morning, and Friday it looks like, and maybe this morning the guys are out busy building forms to pour the concrete ceiling floor in the back area. If you recall, this was an add-on to the house, the whole downstairs area, which is a beautiful thing to have an extra room and a real basement. Well, Francis called this morning and said he wanted me to come out as soon because he wanted to ask me a couple of questions. And what we're going to do now is, because this area is the same level as that area, we're going to build another room here. We'll put a door in that wall, probably next to the bathroom, in the media room, what was the media room. And now this room will be a new room, probably the new media room. It'll be about 18.5 feet by 14.5 feet, so it's a much bigger room. And then I can use what was the media room in there as an exercise room, put my exercise equipment. So we just added another 300 something square feet to the house without a lot of extra cost. We'll take the filled dirt here and toss it into that area where we need dirt anyway. They thought about using that area, but the foundation is a different level right there, and I don't really need the extra room. This room will be plenty as an extra room. So another gift from the lot slope gods. So what they're doing now with the plumb bob and the string is marking the wall for the new room. And they'll put a concrete beam, a reinforced concrete beam across the top there. Another thing we're going to do to help speed up the building process, they were thinking about renting a one-bag cement mixer, a small cement mixer. That costs 2,000 pesos a day. We're going to need it for the next 3 or 4 months, almost every day. So you can buy one for about 120,000 pesos, which is a little over $2,000. So we're going to go ahead and buy a cement mixer to speed up the process. It'll need less guys. It'll mix faster. The process of building will go faster. And then at the end of the build process, I'll sell it to Francis at a little bit of a discount. So we'll basically save money and make things go faster. So it's a pretty good investment. I never thought in my life I would own a cement mixer, but here we are. So the structure's in place. They'll come out and put plywood on top of this board and then put a form on the outside of the concrete wall. And probably a form right there. And inside the form they'll put in rebar, and that will be the ceiling floor of the house in the back. Yeah, it's pretty high tech down here. I think we have 12 guys out here today. Maybe 13. In the sweet patois of Creole, these guys work. I'll have to find out what these marks mean. One's for the house, one's the pool. I'm not sure what the bottom one is, but I'll find out. Interesting. So they have it chalked out. Gonna have to put some more rebar and concrete for this new room for the foundation. It'll be fantastic when it's done. These guys are having to work hard. That's difficult soil to work with. Yeah, they're having a hard time digging that soil out for the foundation of the new room because the soil is really hard, which is good for the foundation, but for these guys, really difficult. Really a lot of back-breaking work. It's Wednesday. Got some breeze today, and one thing I noticed is there's no block, so therefore we don't have guys laying the block. Maestro says the block will come in another hour or so, and I assume then in the afternoon, the workers will come and start laying the block again. I've got to say this Osmo Pocket 2 camera, a DJI, is quite the little device. It's incredibly smooth, much more so than the GoPro. And once you figure out how to use it, it takes some really excellent video. It's kind of fragile though. You really can't abuse it like a GoPro, but it has a different function. And one thing I like is it actually has a digital zoom. So instead of pouring concrete on top of the rebar, they're just taking the sand and gravel and cement mix and dumping it in raw, and then mixing it with the water that was already in the that area. So that's an interesting way of making the concrete, that's for sure.
Digo, ¿te queda mucho? Quedan como... Ok, me da para tapar la columna.
Well, besides being low on block, and they didn't deliver any today, we're going to get low on gravel and sand, so I suspect the next day or so we're going to be having a lot of big deliveries coming out. They're making sure the column is straight and square before adding more concrete to the foundation rebar. Well, it looks like we got some block delivered. And some bags of concrete, so we're fixed up. Still waiting for Francis's cement mixer. This got something to work with. This is the garage, and I'm not sure what that on the wall, back wall is. Looks like the same thing they did to the inside of the cistern.
I stopped the video here because I wanted to point out the big mistake. I didn't notice it for a while, but my eyesight and vision for symmetry didn't quite see all the lines coming together properly on this side of the foundation, and it kind of manifests itself in this garage area. You can see that the line or block on the left, that's actually the correct level. It's a line of block at the right that's not correct. And when I mentioned that they put some stuff on the block, it turns out that the reason that stuff was put on the block is to try to disguise the mistake. And I'll show it later on, but in essence, they did not line the blocks up properly, and the end result is they had to chip off a good deal of that top level as well as some of the level on the right side to make that area flat. I mean, I can't imagine what would happen if they filled that in with dirt and then try to make a floor, because it would not have been level at all. So we did catch it, but it was a mistake.
So I wonder if they're going to do some kind of waterproofing with that. I'll have to ask Francis when he comes. We had our first mistake here. You can see where the string is. That's the proper alignment for where the floor is supposed to be on the house. But what happened is, when the block layers were laying this section of block, they made a big mistake. They weren't supervised properly, and they were in a hurry, and they did not use a string to make sure that it was level. So what we had here, you can't see it now because they've got the boards on there, is right here the block was above that string about a half a block worth. And the same is true of the blocks back in that area. They were also too high. So what they did is Francis had them fill in the blocks with concrete, and this morning they came and chipped away so that the repair has been made, and now it's the proper level. You can see on this row of block where it was all chipped away to be level. So that's a mistake they made, and I don't think it'll happen again. They'll pay better attention. It just goes to show you got to have these strings on there to make sure that the blocks are all level.